Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoko.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, as well as our guest lecturer members Vite Ramen and Full Grammar Alchemist. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. Welcome back after a long week, if not a long year, of Force of Will. To your favorite ever live Force of Will vodcast, it's Office Hours, featuring myself, DMO73, and I'm joined, as always, by Paul Reisman.
Where's Mike?
Somewhere.
But
Mike,
did you die?
Mike today is being played by Wu Xiaowu. So Wu Xiaowu is playing
Okay.
the role of Mike today, and we're joined by Wu Xiaowu. So he's hanging out with us today. Thank you all so much for being here. I know we're starting an hour late, but that's just how it worked out today. But we weren't going to miss the chance to be able to talk with you guys and hang out. And as we get close to New Year's Eve and the beginning of a new year, as always, our last one of the year, we're talking about New Year's Fowsolutions, reflecting back on the last year and what we want to see as we go into this new year. But a little bit of housekeeping we want to talk about. As always, you can go ahead and get product if you haven't already. CCG Prime and Odyssey Games still have product for Journey to Ravidra. Certainly not going to want to go. You're going to want to get that if you haven't already. And then also you can, this week and next week are the last week for your playgroups to order this season's, like this quarter's circuit kit, which I will point out, given that we're in the off season, is like probably some of the only competitive events we're going to have. So we need more of those kits to fire, so we have more competitive events. So go ahead and check the link in the description for that, to get your playgroup or your store to order one of those kits. Remember, that is the Belphegor playmat, which I think turned out very, very nice. My word puns are not good. Was I doing a word pun? Fowsolutions? Listen, if FowFest is going to be Founders Day weekend, I can at least make Fowsolutions a thing. I can plug that word.
It's technically not even a pun. It's a portmanteau.
Yeah, there you go.
So there.
Bug, waiting on Yo-Yo to visit to open your Journey to Ravidra boxes. Your absurd luck will hold up. I hope your absurd luck will hold up as well. Should I hold on? I will say though, it is one of my favorite decks. Speaking, like, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into some memories here, just because Bug mentioned it. One of my favorite decks of the current cycle of that I've been playing, and for a pretty long while, is, and Paul will go crazy about this, is Symphony Stun.
That I hate the most.
Is Symphony Stun. He does not like that deck at all. And it's in this box. And I do like that. Oh no, it's not in this box. It's in the box. I've been playing it quite a bit, and thanks to Yo-Yo and Bug, I was able to get the Gold Uber Symphony, but that has now been replaced because I picked up a Judge promo Symphony. So I got my little Judge promo Symphony here in my little case. So I do still like that I have the gold one, but Judge Symphony putting in some work, and I'm really enjoying that deck. That deck is staying sleeved for quite some time. But yes, we are talking I Owe You One just cuz. Listen, I've already paid my dues for the Judge promo that I still haven't gotten you. Fowsolution, time to solve JRV meta. We gotta wait for the ban list to solve the JRV meta, or not the ban list, the CR update to solve the JRV meta, so we know whether or not cost reductions are no longer mandatory. I need to know if they're I got to get the Judge Symphony deck code out at the next FabFest. I mean, obviously, clearly that's going to happen. So we usually spend this last podcast kind of reflecting back on the past year, how things went. I probably should have gone and looked and see if we made any resolutions at last year's pod and if we were successful. One second.
Yeah, that would be good.
But I didn't do that. So we're not doing that. Overall, though, I think if you didn't know if it was legit, you think it was a well done proxy. I think it looks very nice. It looks very nice. I think if I remember correctly, this past year I just wanted to do like more types of content. I wanted to get into more doing shorts a little bit more, and I wanted to have FowFest go well. And I think FowFest had over 100 people sign up for it and 88 players in the main events, which was an increase of like 100. It was like 30% bigger than the previous year, and technically broke 100 with pre-reg. So like that was pretty successful. The shorts content, we did a bit more shorts content this year between Paul and I, which I thought was pretty successful. Recently started the long form, the extended series of the ruler roundups, which have been crazy successful. Those have been averaging quite a high number for what I was expecting, so that's good, and we're keeping that going. I have all of Lapis Cluster for that filmed. And I think we experimented with different types of content. We did feature matches. We did the deck building live streams. We did, again, more short form content. We tried to do the all-nighters for the members, as well as the POV camera stuff that we experimented with a little bit. Felt like we were trying some stuff, and so I feel like we hit a lot of them. Like some of them were on the back end, and some of them were things we tried and didn't quite work. You know, we've got the second episode of Guess the Rework is happening on this New Year's Eve. But overall, I think we did a pretty good job on at least my resolutions for this year in terms of for the channel. Paul, what about you?
I would say I felt this year. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I think how I grew as a Force of Will player and a fan this year was I figured out a way to start a new YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Um, that will feel really good to update and fix up for folks. And be easily able to do that. Probably doing like a video like once every 2 weeks.
Fow Archive, let's
Um,
go.
Fow Archive. That's gonna shoot off this New Year's Day at 12 a.m. This will be the first video for Force of Will in the new
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So hope you are all subscribed and looking forward to that. Yeah, we get the first one in the next 72 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
So it's going to be good. So I'm really excited for that. I've been diving into the lore pieces of that and kind of getting into the whole, creative writing side of my degree
Yeah.
with that and just thinking about that. I also think that I have gotten really good at developing a a really good top-down understanding of deck building and what
Sure.
cards are needed in order to succeed in the metagame, and then pivoting really well. That's been a real huge thing on my to-do list for this year. It's just, hey, we're building a ton of different decks. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember Masterpiece 2 came out, and we were like, we have how many decks to do?
We have like 26.
It's like we have 26 decks to do. How do we do that? All right, go.
Go.
Yeah. So it's been a year of just like figuring out how to deck build, how to play better for the camera, how to get all that stuff filmed and stuff like that, and then starting my own YouTube channel to kind of encourage the folks out there who are like, I love Force of Will and I want to start a YouTube channel. How do I do that? Well, you can, and you don't have to do it like Ruler School does it. You
Yeah.
can just do it how you do it.
Make content.
I know, using that degree I went to school for.
Crazy.
Listen, I use that in my daily job too. So
That's true. That's true. You too. Yeah, I think it's been a really productive year. I think we've made a lot of we've made a lot of really cool projects this year. I also feel like in general we've even improved the quality of the things that we naturally do. I do really like the fact that we have, I know it's like right at the tail end of the year, but I really do like the fact that this year we experimented with and were successful with doing Discord GP commentary remote. right? Like getting able to figure that in. So we
Yeah.
got like new commentary voices into the commentary space with like Neat Valungan, and we had we tried to get Lance in there for a bit too, and like doing that kind of stuff. Like that was really cool to experiment with. And like be successful with. And then even the recent, like the past two feature matches have had co-commentators on the regular weekly feature matches. Like I think that's something that I'm really excited to carry into the new year. I think that is a step up in those things, which I think makes those videos just more enjoyable as people's attention spans go down, and they're driven towards short related content. So like I think having the back and forth of two people talking is just a nice improvement. So like it just feels like it doesn't feel like it's been a stagnant year. It feels like it is a year where we can look back from the beginning of the year to now and see where things have been made better and see what new stuff we have tried and been successful with, which I think has been really nice, just really productive in that sense. In a lot of different ways, both on the channel and within the community management side of things, and just a lot of cool stuff there. Um, how Brant, how intense is the crunch for making decks for the channel? I know masterpiece sets are more intense, but how's the normal pace? I will say, since Paul and I have made the decision with the completion with the inclusion of Paradox, that our initial deck builds for each ruler are Paradox focused. It has felt like the crunch has been a little bit less intensive just because the card pool's smaller.
Yeah.
Like there's just less for us to have to scope out because like the initial builds on the channel are purely focused on like what is this ruler's engine, right? So we don't have to get that creative in terms of the actual deck building. It's mostly just been, can we find time to sit down and record?
Yeah.
That's been tricky.
That's been the big thing, especially like latter half of the year.
Yeah, it's just been like
That's always really hard.
finding the time to record and trying to put ourselves in a position where we have like multiple weeks worth of recordings at a time. Is sometimes we're like, oh man, we've got a nice backlog, and then a bunch of stuff will happen and be like, well, we ate through our backlog immediately. What do we do?
Oh crap.
Yeah, so like that's been a little tricky. But the deck building part of it itself has been fine. I think the other thing that's been interesting for us too, more so than the crunch about deck building, is finding balanced matchups. That has been a
Yeah.
surprise. That has been a surprising challenge this year in terms of just like both of us come to the table with a matchup that we think is going to be kind of back and forth and show both decks off, and then we end up needing to record like 6 games instead of our traditional match to where we feel like we can put together a match that showcases both rulers. I think, for instance, we tried recording Lilith Kael'th versus Threven Belphegor. That was a wash. That was an absolute wash. I think we played like 6 games and it wasn't close any of the 6. And we were like,
Yeah.
well, this is not good content. Like, so that kind of thing is something we have to do. That has posed more of a challenge, I think, in the deck building, because I think just some of the natural ruler engines just sometimes play better than others, and so the matchup wise it doesn't always work out. More Paradox games. Are you going to do any Mistletoe or Gilgamesh? Yes. That our current intention on the channel is when a new set drops, the first feature match for every single ruler will be Paradox, featured in that set. So Threven, Kael'th, Isolde, Mistletoe, Gilgamesh are all going to get Paradox feature matches first, and we will cover all 5 of them, and then we will go back to Wanderer until the next set drops. That's always the plan. So looking back on this year, I'll jump to you, Paul, first, because I have some things in mind, but I'm trying to really narrow it down. What to you have been like your like top 3, maybe top 5 foul things that have happened over 2025?
So just anything foul related that have happened.
Anything foul related that like really stands out to you as like this was really great. This was like a really good high point to me, whether that be a ruler, a set, an event, whatever.
Sure. Well, in no specific order, and people have already talked about it. FowFest was really huge this year. It was not COVID, so we got to
Yeah.
come together and do things. And a lot of people from all around. Um, I was able to talk with them and just relate to them based on this game that we really love together. And so that was really, really, really great. Nibelungen never eating Taco Bell again was also a huge highlight. Just never gonna eat Taco Bell again. Um, so yeah, I would say Force of Will, Foul Fest in general. I would also say Evil Cluster
Hmm.
has
Okay.
felt incredibly different in terms of how it's being presented, how it's being marketed, how it's being sold, constructed. I mean, like the whole of what Evil Cluster is in general has been kind of an enigma to me. Like I'm still trying to figure Evil Cluster out on like so
Sure.
many different levels.
Sure. Sure.
Um and then I would probably say Masterpiece 3.
Me
Like
too.
the fact that we're getting
Oh,
yeah, the Polar School Flash Mob was amazing at Foul Fest.
even I thought it was amazing. Like that was great. That was truly fantastic.
I would say like number 4 would be that joke hitting, and I have no idea why still, but I love that you all love it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm here for it. Um, yeah. So what about you, man?
Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna say Fest because like that just seems freaking obvious. Like I think back to the fact of, when we did the very first one in that tiny game store out on the east side of Detroit, and we had so many players, and it was me and Joe and Josh Patton, Joe Carroll and Josh Patton, and we were like, we're gonna do this, and we had such a great time, and to see what it's evolved into, I think has just like, you talk about a mission statement being accomplished, and that to me is just like, I'm just so proud of what that's become, and the people that we get to come to it, and the people who put their work into it, and what we can do with that like I don't think that's ever gonna not be a high point for me. So I think I'm gonna exclude it because it's like, that's an obvious one, right? That just seems like too easy of an answer. For me, I think my top three is that I have spent most. First off, that I have spent most of this year playing Fox. Like, that to me is definitely a highlight, that I have felt comfortable in a competitive setting for most of this year playing what is hands down my favorite ruler of all time. Like, that is awesome. Like, especially with it being such an old ruler, that has been amazingly cool. Um, I think, um, honestly, another one to me is that so much of Trinity Cluster had me playing red. Like
Yeah.
that stretches me outside of my comfort zone, and most of Trinity Cluster I had at least one ruler per set that was red that I enjoyed playing. So that was a highlight for me, that like Trinity Cluster kind of stretched me in that way. And then I think three is getting to be the voice of Bianchi. Like, I mean, I'm
Hands
not,
down.
unless I take a year to decide to play competitively, which I'm not crazy, or unless the company, and therefore then place in top three at Worlds, which I'm not going to do, unless the company decides to pull what they did for Chia and, like, in thanks for his service, make me a promo, I'm not gonna get to be a card in this game. So this was like my backhanded way to be a card in this game, because it's like, well, I'm the voice of this card, so it's like I'm this card, is kind of like, that's a big highlight to me. Like, that was an honor to be able to be a part of that. So that was clearly one of my top three. Mask getting banned is a I'll put it
Oh,
as an
huge.
I'll put it as an
I forgot
honorary.
that was
I'll
this
put it
year.
I'll put it as an honorary mention that Mask did end up getting banned. But that's like not actually like my favorite moment. That's just like a thing that I'm kind of glad happened. Um, Yeah, a few people, Robert, a few people can say that getting to play X Ruler this year because MP02 was such a hit. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, uh, Bug,
You
I'm
know,
proud of myself
I'll
for starting my expansion of decks that you play. Thank you, Yo-Yo, for that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
Um,
put this on the board. Um, Patrick Ogren's like doing so well competitively this
oh,
year.
sure. That was very
I'm
cool.
very proud of Pat for that.
Yeah, the
I
Water
don't think he's
Boys.
here,
He's
but
not. The Water Boys.
Water Boys did a lot of topping this year.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Lucy becoming like a really solid deck at the end of things, which I was really happy about because she was
This was just
peak,
this
like
this
probably
in
one of my favorite
general.
decks of all time.
This in general, this year felt like competitively it was defined by player enjoyment and practice rather than card development. Does that make sense? Does that track? Like it
Yeah,
was
I think that makes sense.
it was less about the cards that were printed and more about the people who enjoyed certain cards and so put in the work to make those cards be successful, right? Like it was a that so it's like the onus of competitive success this year was heavily on the player and not on the card, which I think was very cool to see as well. And I hope it continues.
Yeah, for real.
You're really happy they neutered books. That's fair. That's fair.
Boo. Bring books
And
back.
You're welcome for signing your Bianchi. The Oathkeeper Bianchi. It's a very cool list. I enjoyed that. And you'll get the deck profile for it tomorrow because I actually recorded deck profiles to get caught up on Saturday. Oh boy. There are a handful of cards that were still troublemakers or still are, but nothing like past years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like
Yeah.
you're always gonna have like meta defining cards, but it felt like or like meta acknowledging cards, but it did feel like there was still so much more of it that was like in the player hands versus in the printing hands, which is very nice. Please continue to share your top 3 favorite found memories in the chat. It's fun to read those and see what you guys really enjoyed about this past year. I mean, the community is why we do it, right? So it's nice to hear what other people have to say about their experiences. I really enjoy that. But let's look forward. Let's look forward.
Yeah.
2026 is upon us in just a few days. Um, so let's talk about New Year's Fowsolutions. We can kind of go back and forth a little bit here, Paul. Do you have a New Year's Fowsolution? Like, what's one New Year's Fowsolution you have?
So I would say probably the biggest thing on my docket this year that's literally taking off is just getting Foul Archive to a respectable subscriber count. I would define that as like 400.
Okay,
And if it gets, if it gets anywhere to like above 50, I'll be happy.
sure, sure.
Because I mean, like at the end of the day, it's not about subscriber count. It's not about any of that. It's just about like expressing my love for the lore of the game and just getting to learn more about it. So that's been huge. I would like to do a few more community streams personally. I really had a good time doing that, and I'd like some opinions about that from the chat. Just let me know what you would like to do. And then I think any other resolutions would be kind of secondary to that. I mean, like, I don't know, branch out into more content here on this channel somehow.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Reading some in the chat. Robert, I heard again that you got a God pack for like the 4th set in a row. This man cannot be stopped. He buys like 1 to 2 boxes of every set from Odyssey, and he always hits the God pack. It's absolutely insane. His streak absolutely continues. So congratulations for that. Bug saying you're gonna win something this year. Aiming for the stars, probably gonna fall to the floor. Hey, we're cheering for you, Bug. You got it. Bug. Um, Yo, next year I want to stream yourself playing in the OLS or other online games more. Absolutely, go for it. That's great. Nor testing sesh streams to people to have on the second monitor. Yeah, 67% made this year's goal with the top 8 in Collinsville and made it to Japan, but didn't have the invite. So it looks like that is the goal for next year is to have the invite. So to have the invite to play in Worlds. this year is a great goal, Robert Green. Uh, and then so for me, I think I have some easy ones and I have some hard ones, right? An easy one is that I need to stop being lazy and record deck profiles more consistently.
Sure.
I'm so bad at it. I'm so bad at it. I just I just don't put in the effort, and I should. Second for me is do more collabs. I want to try to do more collaborations with other YouTubers. Um, that's tricky, right? I think it's just about asking, and like it's one of those things you like throw out a million lines and maybe you'll get something. I think I just need to be more proactive and trying to be like, hey, do you want to try something? Hey, do you want to try? Hey, do you want to try? That's one that I have. Um, I think I would really on a business side, I would love to see a circuit kit sell 20 kits in a quarter. Like I would really like to see the ruler school circuit reach that level of growth that we're selling like 20 kits a quarter. I think that'd be really nice. And break 120 players at FowFest. That's another
That'd be good.
that's another big goal of mine. That I really want. Robert getting a 10-man consistent locals. I would love that too. And yeah,
Yeah.
that does speak to one of my other ones that's just more personal, like not content wise. Is I'd like to try to do more, like do at least 2, if not 3, learn to play FOW days. Like figure out a way to make that happen, where we just like get a different day of the week and offer people the chance to learn how to play, whether that be at Odyssey, whether that be at a different card shop, whether that be at a library, like something, you know what I mean? As long as you maintain the lunch break. Don't worry, you will maintain the lunch break. We will do a lunch break for sure. So like I just would like to do more how to play events or learn to play events. Even like hitting up more conventions to try to do it that way, if I can do it that way, stuff like that. I have joked around about the idea of just trying to like pitch taking a learn to play setup to like SCG cons and just like setting up in a corner and being like, I don't have a booth. You want to learn how to play this game? You want to learn how to play FOW? And seeing if I could get kicked out. Maybe like that would be interesting, but I don't know.
I would say one Fowsolution that I would have is creating an elevator pitch for why Force of Will is worth someone's time.
Yeah.
If they play another card game.
Yeah.
We are in a very saturated market at present.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be my thing is why Force of Will. If we can define that as a community and work toward that, I'd love to add myself into that. Yeah.
So, how many people can I teach FOW before getting kicked out? Like
kicked out challenge.
Just be like, I went to SCG Con to not play any of these games. How many people can I teach how to play this game before I get kicked out? I'll just have to like bring a Magic deck that's awful, just so people are like, are you playing Magic? I'm like, yeah. Here's my deck. FOW.
Huh. But what about this anime Magic? I
mean, those are things that are certainly more doable. Like traveling to those events, even just to kind of like show up and like spend the weekend, just like set up at a table, hanging out, and even like getting to just try out the game, like show the game to people, is something that I would love to do more of. But like those are things that more memberships let us do, right? Those are things that more people supporting the channel financially do, because a lot of people don't understand that like the channel itself is like financially neutral, right? Like in terms of like we can our travel for GPs gets covered. You know, like most of it goes back into FowFest, like all this other stuff. We get to buy product and that kind of stuff. But like big project, or like we buy replacement equipment when we need it. But like big expensive things, like big trips and stuff like that, is like we would need better financial support. So maybe like on the business side, a nice Fowsolution would be to like get to 100 members, get to 100, and like that feels maybe good. But that's always like, I don't want to have our goals be make more money, because that's not what this channel's about, right? Like it's not
Eh.
about the money. So that feels like it's a weird one. Um um I'd like to see some up-to-date rules videos with keywords and interactions. Since coming back, there's so many new keywords. I do need to update the shorts, the keyword short videos. I do. That is a fair like project that I need to work on. Is just updating some of the keyword stuff, because the how to play video is still like 99% accurate, but the shorts where we talk about specific keywords, I need to bring up to date. Those are lacking. Um, Making some more Force and Will cosplays. I'm seeing that in the chat. That's always good. I'm going to see if I can try to put together the official Ruler School uniform for FowFest this year. I'm going to see if I can actually finally put that cosplay together. If SCGCon was within your reach at first, like Chicago or Detroit, yeah, for sure. Want to make Fow fan merch this year. Just hoping school and work actually lit up. Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that'd be super cool to see. Here's the thing. Like even just like small Force of Will brand dice
Yeah.
that are like alternative to the ones that we already have would be really
Yeah.
great. So they're a little bit more accessible.
I miss the I don't have they're buried somewhere, but the will symbol dice that have like the fire, water, light, darkness, and wind
Yeah.
symbols on them that were produced a long time ago. As I lost my set and I'm super bummed about it, and I would love to get like more of those or something like that. Um let's see some of the other ones. Yeah, we do have a local Arcana player who wants to learn, but we're not going to be there because New Year's Eve. Um, More small local champions. Yeah, that's what the Circuit Kid is all about, Robert. Um, is trying to do more of that. Let's see. What other Fowsolutions do I have this year? I already talked about wanting to do more collabs. That's a big one for me. Oh, finding, how am I going to put this? It's a weird one, but reevaluating how the channel does titles and like trying to get into a little bit better, like not necessarily feeding the algorithm, but playing the algorithm a little bit better with like thumbnails or search engine optimization. Just a little bit is something that I'd like to maybe try to do a little bit better. Um, just like growth related stuff, I think. Um, Gameplay wise, I have none. I have absolutely no Fowsolutions with regards to gameplay. I am absolutely loving the game right now. I love the deck building that I'm doing. I like all of that stuff. I just want to keep doing it. This year has been fantastic for me for that. And I'm just like, I don't need to make any resolutions on that
Pirates.
because I'm already loving it. Pirates? You say pirates?
Pirates.
Okay.
Pirates. Pirates.
Um, okay.
Jeez.
Um,
So ridiculous.
let's see. Trying to commission bug for a custom foul mat. Want to learn how to engage with the foul meta better. Existing on the fringe last year was an awkward way to learn. That's fair. That's fair. Um I think playing in the OLS is your best way. To be perfectly honest, playing in the OLS on Tabletop Simulator on Fridays, is like people bring optimized things. I mean, they might be sometimes kind of silly, but most of the time the lists that they're bringing are like optimized. So it's actually pretty good, solid like testing practice, like just in general, for stuff like that. Um,
Werewolves. Yes.
Want to make more content to get people introduced to competitive FOW? Absolutely. Wonder if it'd be possible to convince someone like Svetlana Orlando to set up at a con to demo the games again, like FOW used to. Get Jeremy kicked off of Facebook again? Is that what you're saying, Robert? Please no. I got it back, and I would like to keep it this time. Um, want to top 8 or top 16, a biggish event? Absolutely. Heroic experience, werewolves. I'd love to put out some sort of foul content, just not sure what. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think another thing that I'd really like to do this year is I would like to showcase other foul content makers more often. Whether that be, and that kind of goes into the collab space. YouTube does this really cool thing where you can like post one video and it's hosted on 2 channels at the same time. So it's like a really cool way to do collabs where like one of the channels is the owner, but it gets hosted on both. So it's really cool way to like double the reach. So that's something that I would really like to do more of with more content producers. Like I just need more eyes on this game, right? I think
Yeah.
more eyes on it. Um, let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh style commentary. What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Go
Unpack that.
on. Full Grammar Alchemist. Welcome back to guest
Wow.
lecturer, buddy. Thanks, bud.
Whew.
Welcome back. My only idea is to
So what do we want to see from Force of Will in general? Like that's not in our control.
Sure, that's not in our control.
Yeah, so that's like not us, but like what more do we want to see from the game or the property? Let's just say like the property of Force of Will going into the future.
Sure. I think I'd like to see the property of Force of Will. Or are we talking about the company?
The company, the franchise, the card game, the
Sure.
story,
I'd
the
like
franchising.
I'd like to see um some infrastructure improvements. And what I mean by that being things like um ease of tournament software, licensure renew, like there's just some back end stuff that gets a little bit complicated sometimes. Better infrastructure for promo distribution, a little bit more for stores, and better on ramp for demos.
Sure.
Because the I've done some demos this year where I look at the like Helsing Featsing or Helsing Rhea like demo deck that exists,
Oh yeah.
and um the it's fine for teaching you card anatomy and game phases, but it doesn't teach you FOW, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Whereas our starter decks are not starter decks. They are cluster intro decks, which is very different. They're called starter decks, but at their core, they're really cluster intro decks. And so like sometimes they get not printed extensively huge, so people sometimes struggle to find them, but also just like they are a little bit overcomplicated for a newer player. So finding something that's like a middle ground where we have like an onboarding demo deck that is shows you the actual sense of what a foul game is, but is easy enough to pick up and readily available because they're like being printed and shipped direct to stores or to play groups or something to like try the game out on an easier basis. Like that's something that I'd like to see. What about you?
I would say that I would be very interested to see if the design team of Force of Will would start publishing some of their thoughts as to why they create certain ideas in their game. Um, and we kind of get that all a little bit already in the band list commentaries, but I want to hear like from the actual designers, very Mark
Sure.
Rosewater style.
Sure.
Um, just like, hey, this is the feel we want for Force of Will, and this is how we make a Force of Will card, and this is what we think makes a Force of Will card fun. Um, or this is what we think makes a deck really fun. Or this is what we think the players want. Like things like that. Like I would love to hear more and more about that. I would also very much appreciate some sort of way to make the game more intuitive for players in that sense. In kind of like I'm gonna try and incorporate your comment here, life of a nerd, um, but like figuring out ways to sort of like sell different rulers or different play styles in a way that helps people feel like they understand how that deck is supposed to function.
Yeah.
Um, and so things like that going ahead of time, so it's not just on the fan community to sort of translate that for folks.
Yeah,
Um,
we've had this
yeah,
we've had kind of almost kind of an evolution of the ruler introduction videos, right? Would be kind of like we have mechanically some kind of concept about like a hint at how the deck operates or a hint at what the ruler's concept is, but maybe as a part of that video showcasing a little bit of like an example of what she's trying to do, like show it, like show us like a play line of what they could do or something, right? Like you could easily kind of
yeah.
like add that onto it to be like, oh, okay, so this is how she's supposed to play. So just like a little bit of that could be cool. Life of Energy or Combat, my only idea is to go through like the supports of a specific thing and learn about it and talk about it. Something more of a let's learn this game. I think that's fantastic. By the way, in
Yeah.
terms of a type of content, if you're trying to get into it, you could absolutely dig into that of like, I'm going to look at this ruler and I'm going to talk about how I think this ruler plays. Let's look at her support. Let's look at why it does good. Here's us talking about a feature match. Here's us maybe talking about why this card is like trying a deck out, like, and then that kind of thing. Absolutely. I think that's great. I also would love to see more. We don't do this on our channel because of, how do I put this? We don't do this on the channel because of the structure that we already have for gameplay. But I would love to see more people do things like locals vlogs. The idea of like, I'm going to locals, here's the deck I'm playing, here's what I think, here's how my locals went, right? Like that kind of a discussion. We try a little bit of that with the all-nighter for the members only stuff, but I would love to see more people doing that kind of thing too. I just think that's a type of content that really anybody can make with the use of Force of Wind and Tabletop Simulator. Like super easy type of content to make. You don't even have to record the matches. That's the beauty of it, is you don't even have to record the matches. If you can get a camera to like record like snippets from the match, great. But you can just be
Yeah.
like, I don't have to do that. You can just be like, hey, I played it. Just take some notes while you're playing your matches about how it went and then talk about it in the aftermath. Quick edit vlog style. I'd love to see that kind of content get made from people. Um, option cost reduction. So things not under my control. Optional cost reduction being universal. Yeah, let's go, baby. That's what I want to hear too. More dual decks, product where people can buy one thing and be able to play with a friend, kind of like they did with ABC. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like the old Melgus Varia one way back in the day.
Yeah, I'm getting like Golden Nova vibes from you, Life of a Nerd. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking when you say that. That's stuff that like we've certainly tried to do in the past a little bit. It's just intense. It's like a lot of editing, so
Yeah.
and a lot of prep.
Yo-Yo, there's a lot of mechanics in Foul, but you don't need to know every mechanic to learn the game. Yeah, that's what I mean by like something between a starter deck, and the Rhea Christie intro, like demo deck, because like the Rhea Christie demo decks don't show you what's it like to have a ruler that has a front side effect. It doesn't show you anything quick cast, so that we don't get to any of the like instant speed interaction or get to actually deal with shadow blocking. Like when I do demos with those, I have to be like, well, if this card had quick cast, you could do this, right? But like if the demo decks had cards with quick cast in them, I could then just do that. You know what I mean? I'm missing it. It teaches card types and card anatomy and phases of a game instead of actually teaching you how to play FOW. And so like that would be something that I would love to see be different. That would require more. Tupin, you say that would require more cards to be shown by the company. I don't know what that means necessarily in concepts.
Oh,
Um,
he means he means in the sense that like, hey, this is how this ruler would operate. So like we'd have to show more cards. The
oh,
company
like
would have to
in
show
like
more cards to see like how that
sure,
ruler works.
sure. Like the videos, the ruler intro videos would have to show more. That's fair. Um, tokens not counting towards the put into the field without paying cost. I mean, even it like that. That's in any game. Like tokens are just generated, so anti-cheat and stuff is always going to prevent stuff like tokens. I don't know if I agree with that being a thing. I think that's a way to counter tokens. Um, let me see. What other things do I care about? I think infrastructure wise, I would love to see. I would love to see faster, more consistent timelines of information releases. The set was released 2 Fridays ago, right? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And the pre-release was the week before that. And and I understand that holiday is one thing and that it's a Japan company and they have different holiday schedules than us do, but we still don't have the updated CR. And it's not necessarily the first time that the updated CR has been delayed and been important, right? To like making determinations. Like, I'll tell you what, from the combinations I've had, pre and post will ability change Gilgamesh decks look way different and are vastly different in terms of strength, right? So, like, when Gilgamesh was a will ability, I was concerned he was tier 0 in Paradox. But then that didn't end up actually being needed a concern because will abilities got updated. So, like, but I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So, like, that's just a quality of life thing that I don't necessarily blame the company just because it's a small company. They're in Japan. Their holiday schedule is different. But if we're talking about New Year's Fowsolutions, like that would be something that would be nice to be improved. We always get the information eventually. Yep. We always get the information eventually. But for like Paul and I, who are trying to be right on top of doing content and doing videos, us having that information sooner rather than later makes our content easier to make and better, so that we're not having to try to like posthumously like explain things on matches that we do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fully say it, but seeing what rulers are trying to do to be more clear would be nice at times. Helen 2 and JRV Misty both took me a really long time to see the plan. Well, I'd argue that JRV Misty is a Wanderer deck for the most part. We built her for we built her for Paradox, but she's primarily Wanderer because of the fact that she has Force Resonance Faith. So most of her cards are let's go back to Force Resonance stuff. So I get that for sure, but there you go. Her core is so small in Paradox, but in Wanderer, yeah, she gets a lot. So like things like that, little subtle things like that, or like floor rules floor rules updates, like if those are gonna happen, like those are. So like if anything, I would love to see like those documents updated, like along with like Q&A articles, like on release, right? If there's a way to like tighten that up to be like on
Yeah,
release, that would just be helpful. Um, that's helpful for me.
100%. I'd be willing to meet in the middle if it's not like video production, like explaining rulers. Like, let's just like, I don't know, get an article with the paradox example list, right? Like that would be okay.
Say that
I'd
one more
be okay
time.
with that
Sorry.
too.
Say that one more time.
So no, you're okay. So like on the website, if we got instead of just like a here preview, here's a ruler with a couple some of their support, and this is how she's supposed to play. If we didn't
Oh,
if we just got like a I don't know, like a demo deck. Oop, am I
yeah,
back?
you're back now. Yeah,
Okay. If we just got like a demo deck, like posted on the website,
we
a
got that a while ago.
like a example deck list,
we got
and
that
just kind of
before.
explaining.
Yeah, I would
We
love to
got
see
those a
something
while
like that.
ago, and
I
I'm
would
like,
love to see something like that
I
come
really
back. Yeah,
liked that.
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, and just like even if it's just on Facebook with like a couple of sentences explaining like what it's the deck supposed to do or like what's the game plan, that'd be really helpful. And it would also teach people how to deck build, I think, a little bit too.
Yeah,
That'd be really great.
that would be really nice to see happen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's something we can try to cover as well. Like maybe we should start to try to do those over on. That's another found resolution that I would really like to do. Is I want to get Roller School TCG the website cleaned up and used more. We have so
That's
much
real.
we have so much tournament data that we need to get plugged in there, like so bad, and we need to start actually writing articles for that website.
Yes.
So I'll also put this out to anyone. If you want to write articles for Ruler School TCG, let me know. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Because yeah, yo, my guy. You wanna come help write articles? You do all these kind of crazy deck builds. We'd love to have you post these articles and host that over on the website.
That's a big resolution for me too. Just like being able to like sit down and just like I remember trying to go in there and like change the dates of all the tournament photos, and it was like not letting me do it, and I was like, I gotta redo this whole thing.
yeah, we kind of gotta maybe start.
Yeah, we got problems.
We maybe have to reset and start from scratch on the tournament data, and just like do this.
Maybe
do this better. But anyway, let's see. Robert Strong. How does
Yo-Yo should just do a. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Robert saying,
say,
how does the willability? Okay.
Talking to a camera. Yo-Yo talking to a camera.
We'll transcribe it.
How does the willability change for Gilgamesh?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. So,
let's talk about that.
So willabilities in the most recent CR are being updated so that if a non-Magic Stone card produces will, and that will ability, the ability that produces the will, the activate ability that produces that will, does anything other than produce will, say how many times it produces will, say what that will can be used for, and say when that will vanishes, it is no longer a will ability, meaning Gilgamesh's God's Art uses the chase and can be responded to because it puts bodies into the field as well. It's not a will ability anymore. So that's good. That's a good change.
Yeah.
Very
effective.
Listen, Jess Wayne, you want to write me some articles? Chop chop. Let's go.
Yeah.
Please. Let's do it. We would love to have other people, guest write content for the Ruler School website and get it more active. Let's see. Parcel Arson wants to start making a Force of Will Lore channel. Yeah, a little foul abridged.
That would be very funny.
Oh, Valhalla isn't real and it can't hurt you.
Can't hurt you.
Two pins, something we can't control. Get tournament info from the EU like we do for North America. Throws 40 different pirate ship builds at Jeremy. Oh no, stop! I'm drowning. I'm drowning in pirate ship builds. That I mean, I think part of the tournament info that is something that is outside of even the company's control. Like that's on the distro in Europe, like the distros in Europe for tournament information. I think because of how their contract works, as far as I'm aware. That's why we have such delays in getting European tournament results
Yeah.
and deck lists, which is unfortunate. But yeah. Listen, if y'all want to write me an article that shows me a deck list and talks about why you made this deck list, how it functions, and what cards to get put in it, we'll host them. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to. Go off, kings and queens.
It's just it's hard to get people to write, because like I've experimented a little bit with this in the past with like other content with other people in the community and just saying like, hey, just you made this deck. It was really unique. Talk to me about it. And they're like, what do you want to know? And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Give me your thoughts.
Life of a Nerd, if you did learn how this ruler works, how long of a video would be one? I think like 7 to 10 minutes per ruler. I think that would be fine. Sub 10, I think would be good. Okay, we got a few minutes left. Should I show off some fun stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I have some fun stuff to show off. Specifically, speaking of, we talked about FowFest at the Upkeep. Let's talk about FowFest 2026 and some cool spice that I have that I sort of previewed a few weeks ago, but we'll talk about it more now. So I have new banners that are going to be on the prize wall. I have been given clearance to make new cloth banners, which is super sick. It's Larinka. I got Larinka banners.
Yeah, she's pointing to her mouth. That's how you can tell it's her.
I got Nero. I got Nero banners.
Mixologist.
I got Nero the mixologist. He makes drinks. I got Ashwin. I got Ashwin banners.
Yeah. I don't have an epithet for her, so.
Yeah, there you go.
She's toxic. I don't know. Because pollution.
I got Misty. I got Misty banners. This turned out so nice. Very happy with how this one turned out. Larinka's grandma would be proud of that Larinka banner. Yes, we're good.
She got a BB gun for Christmas.
I already showed the Gilgamesh one, but here it is again if you haven't seen it.
Infinite Blade Works.
Yep, for sure.
There we go.
And then my last one, I got Symphony. I got Symphony banners.
Honey.
So there will be 2 of each of those banners on the prize wall this year for people to try to take home.
Woo!
So that's also just a really cool thing in general that I've been given clearance to start making cloth banners again. That's really great. Stuffing some stuff back in here. I think just in general, a really cool thing about FowFest is that I essentially at this point am like pretty much able to fully restock the FowFest prize wall without having to worry about stuff drying up. Like I can like produce everything kind of in-house, which makes FowFest a lot easier. Take all my FowFest points, make it the 9th place prize, so you'll bubble again. And then
I am the bone.
I have clearly picked the right thing because Gonna make Paul real small for a second. Paul, you're very tiny.
all good.
You're very tiny on
I
screen.
can't see myself, so it's fine.
If you place in the top 8 of FowFest this year, you get to take home one of these. Whoop, whoop. Acrylic mistletones. Da 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 da. We made them. FowFest exclusive top 8 acrylic mistletones. Very happy with how these ones turned out as well. That classic like see-through look. They just turned out really, really nice. It looks backwards because my camera with Discord is backwards, but there you go. So get competitive. These top 8 are gonna take home these bad boys. Also very honored that I have been given permission to start making these for FowFest as well. I know that the Uber series does it. Alejandro does it for his tournaments. So it was cool to be able to also step into that realm and be able to start making them as well. Question: when whatever showed a screenshot of to use on stream when it's shown by the company, will you tell use?
Tell us.
I don't know what you asked, Dupin. Can you clarify? I don't know what
can't spell.
I don't know what the question was. I'm sorry, Dupin. I don't understand the question, but I want to answer so bad. The screenshot I showed like 3 weeks ago. Oh, that was this. That was me. That was a screenshot of my phone of this.
Yeah.
I went, huh! And you got to see this. This is the real one now.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. They look really nice. I'm really happy with how these turned out. The finish on them is very cool. Fun fact, I had to completely rebuild the entire card frame from scratch. That was fun. Yeah, that was an adventure. Completely rebuilding the entire card frame from scratch. We all sensed it was Misty, but we were wrong that it was Misty. Yeah. Give card frame. Hand it over. You want me to hand you over the card frame that I rebuilt from scratch? Probably could. So what's the bubble prize then? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't come up with the bubble prize yet. I do need to figure that out. That is something that I still need to figure out. Boy, oh boy. I've got times to figure stuff out. So, and what's the last place prize? Yeah, I got to figure that out as well. I got to figure out the last place in the bubble prize as well. But no, as we close out here, 2025 has been a great year. 2026 is shaping up to be a great year. We already have our first video of 2026 scheduled. For those of you who probably saw the premiere, how to start playing in 2026. That is ready to go. So be sure to share that out to everybody you know. Till we get that launched. That's usually one of our most successful videos every year. So let's make it the most successful again. We don't monetize that video. We never monetize the how to start playing video on purpose, because we want people to not feel interrupted, and we just want to give them the information. So great year. Looking forward to more. Look forward to this week having some feature matches. Wednesday we will have the second episode of Guess the Rework, which with Ryan Miles and Brandon Bremont this time around. That was a lot of fun. And then we'll be back at it next week with feature matches. Lilith Kael'th versus Gilgamesh will be next week. So tune in for that one when we get to it. So, Paul, stop shaking your head. Stop it. Listen, stop. Hey, stop.
Ban Kael'th. You hear me, Alejandro? Ban it. Just ban her right out.
Why? Stop.
She's drinking the job.
Um, so thank you all so much for watching. So much stuff to make before FowFest. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stuff to make before FowFest.
So much to do.
So thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, and until next year, this is myself, DMO73, and I've been joined, as always, by Paul Reisman.
Enjoy the Grim video over on Fow Archive.
Yeah, Fow Archive. Class dismissed, everybody. Happy 2025. Happy New Year going into 2026. Let's have a great year of Fow together. Until then, class dismissed.